Governor Greg Abbott has vetoed a bill designed to expand animal cruelty laws in Texas. Stacy Kerby, Director of Government Relations with Texas Humane Legislation Network, joins us live to talk more about this. And we saw it trending on Twitter yesterday, people saying he hated animals. He called the bill micromanaging, saying Texas already has laws outlawing true animal cruelty. However, tell us about your opinion and how you feel those laws are. Do they go far enough to protect animals?
Well, thank you for having me, Melissa. All the elements that the government cited as micromanaging were actually carefully negotiated compromises that were worked out with elected officials and legislators on both sides of the aisle. And this was a 6-year journey to iron out a bill that was a right-sized balance for our diverse state. So we disagree that this would be micromanaging. It's actually a matter of fixing the loopholes in the current statute that that make that law unenforceable.
For someone who doesn't know much about that Safe Outdoor Dogs Act, can you walk us through what it was meant to do and what happened with him getting vetoed?
Sure. Currently in Texas, all across Texas, dogs suffer at the ends of chains without access to water or shade or shelter during extreme weather. The Safe Outdoor Dogs Act would have corrected the loopholes in the current law by requiring drinkable water, adequate shelter, and striking the use of chains. Importantly, it would also have struck a provision in the current statute which requires an animal services officer or law enforcement to wait 24 hours before they could actually interrupt that unsafe tethering of a dog. So the Safe Outdoor Dogs Act being struck down, this means that the suffering will continue because those officers will not have the ability to help dogs in distress when they see them.
All right, so let's talk about what happens right now. If a dog is in the condition that you just mentioned, that they're restrained and they don't have access to that, what can happen to a homeowner right now?
Well, even though the current law does say that a Class C penalty misdemeanor, that is a ticket, could be written, and that could be escalated to a Class B, tickets are not written because there's also a provision in the law that requires that officer to wait for 24 hours and make sure that the condition is still ongoing. And as you could appreciate, during storms, during hurricanes, during the winter freeze that we had, 24 hours is too long to wait. So the feedback that we get from the Texas Animal Control Association, from the Texas Sheriff's Association, from the Texas Municipal Police Association, and from scores of law enforcement agencies, which also often double as animal services, is that the current law is unenforceable and there isn't anything they can do aside from write a warning. If the animal does die as a result of exposure, then the case can be taken up under the penal code. So then what you have actually is statutory animal cruelty, and that is a very different place to be. We supported the bill because it was proactive and preventative. It prevented pet owners from getting to the place where there was a dog that had passed away due to exposure and having to arrest that person.
Mm-hmm.
Rather, it's a matter of putting out a blueprint that says, here's how you can safely restrain a dog outdoors by meeting these requirements.
And Stacy, obviously you're passionate about trying to protect these animals. Where do you go from here? Will you continue to push for this legislation?
We will continue to advocate for dogs and for the communities where dogs are inhumanely tethered. We will continue to work on putting the right-sized policies in place to address and prevent animal cruelty. Absolutely.
All right, I hope you'll keep us up to date with your mission. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you.